Good day, guys. I want us to continue our analysis on gold. We saw what happened last week. If I can refresh our memories on what happened last week, you will see that looking at these 4 hours, you will see that we made a lot of massive profits last week. Like I could remember that I told us to put our buy at 12896 after the open of the candle, allowing the open of the candle on Monday of last week to close, and then we can be able to confirm if price is heading south or if price is heading north. And now we could see that same last week I later gave an analysis. Was it on Wednesday? I posted an analysis showing these waves, telling us that this wave completed inside the trend line, and also telling us that we had a triangle also. So, but now we can see that all came to pass. We met with our TP1, we met with our take profit 2, and we even met with the extension of our take profit 2, which is 1320. 1315. And we could see now that price is consolidating at that level. So, but now I have a lot of wows on this chart. I would like us to start this week's, and you know that this week is the last week for this month. We barely have only but 6 more working days, 6 more trading days on this remaining for this month to close. Then we'll start talking about July. So right now I would like us to start this analysis so that we can project, we can be able to see some projection of price and know where price is heading to. So if we are starting, we will start with the monthly. I would like us to start with the monthly, and there is something I would like to add to this, because there's a lot of things, like I told my group on the WhatsApp group, that I'm going to give a little lecture on this analysis. So right now I want us to see something. We are looking for projection, okay? And somebody will be asking, why is gold going up? Because I know that a lot of professionals have been posting online. If you have been reading, if you go to some groups on Facebook, you'll be seeing that they're telling you that gold is going to hit 1180. Gold is going to move down. Gold is going to do this. But I keep on telling people, I keep on hammering it in my own group, telling them, don't listen to what people say, but focus on what you see on your chart. It is only what you see on your chart that can say this is what is going to happen. Someone can come and say, yes, I've done my own analysis and I'm predicting that gold is going to hit 900. Yes, he's predicting it because he's using his own analysis. What about you? What are you doing? Are you really following what he's saying, or you are trying to find the truth about what he's saying? So why I'm saying this is that we are starting with this monthly analysis, and I want to show you some things that will wow you, so that you will know that there's a possibility gold might fall. I'm not saying that gold will not fall to 180. It will, definitely. So anything that goes up must surely come down. That is the rule in Forex. There is nothing that remains up. After all, gold started going up from 428 ounce, and today it is at, it went to the extent of going to almost 2000, and that was in 2011 when gold was so massively going up, and people were saying that it's going to 2000, it's going to hit 4000. There is nothing we didn't hear then, but I keep on hammering them, telling people there is nothing that goes up that doesn't come down. So invariably, the only thing we should be doing is focus your mind on what you see on the charts, follow the fundamentals. If you follow the fundamentals, read your fundamentals. Make sure you are up to date what is happening within the economy of US and other worlds, because people invest in gold because whenever the economy is getting bad, they look for safe haven, and commodity that they want to save their money on is gold, because gold is a commodity that you can take to any place and you can sell it and get your money back. The only thing that will happen that you can, if you had even you bought it higher, you can sell it lower, but the thing is that you will get your money. So that's why people run to gold. It's a general commodity that everybody accepts it. It's not like money that if you come to my country now, Nigeria, you have to change dollar to Nigerian currency before you can be able to spend it. But gold, you bring it into Nigeria, go to where they sell it, you get your money immediately and do another thing. So why I'm saying this is because I want us to really concentrate on our trading. Forget about what people say. Yes, I might come to the group and say, gold is going to 1 million. Just say yes, no problem, it will go. But go to your chart and look at your chart. What is your chart telling you? Like now, if we go back to all the analysis on gold, you can see now that, like I predicted last week, that gold is heading to 1315, sorry, being that we are seeing something that looks like head and shoulder. And now you can only see that this trend line now is also helping to push this price. Now you can see also that the head and shoulder that is forming is now having much more shape. It's now looking more real, like head and shoulder. As you can see, I don't need to start showing you. You can equally see from wherever you are. You can see that this is the shoulder, this is the head, and now this shoulder is really getting to form a shoulder. But now we know that there are forces that also pushes price. Like now, like I've been hammering in the group that people should subscribe to my YouTube. And also I mentioned in the group that I have some videos which can help us to learn how to know our support and resistance. Could you believe there are different types of support? People will tell you it's whenever you see a shadow. Yes, we have shadows also form support. But there are two types of support and resistance. We have open and close, and we have shadow support. So right now, I'm not going to go into details. I'm just letting you guys know that there are different types of support. But now, let's go back to our analysis. Now you can see that we are having our head and shoulder, inverse head and shoulder forming almost complete. But you know, we still have about 6 trading days to go. So anything can happen here. And you know that we can only say that this thing now, that this candle here now, that this candle now, this monthly candle is complete when it closes. A candle is complete when it closes. So for now, this candle is still pending. So anything can happen. But from what we can see here, like I said last week, that I am perceiving, as of last week I said there's a possibility of an inside bar. And now you see that inside bar has started changing. It has changed entirely. It has gone out of inside bar. What we are now seeing is an engulfing. And the worst part, did you know the lovely part of everything is that the engulfing now, the engulfing that we are seeing is building momentum. And when I say momentum, I mean a bigger momentum. Look at it now. We are seeing that if this candle should even close at this level, let's assume that this coming week that the candle now had to, normally we all know that whenever you have a sharp move, there's always a retracement before the buyers will now have the momentum to move up again. So I'm expecting that there's a possibility that we will have a little pushback, okay, a little pullback. So even if this price, if this bar now, if this candle should have a retracement and come back to this level, 1296.04, it is still an engulfing, and it's engulfing 2 candles to tell you that the buyers are building up. That is what that really meant, that the buyers are very hungry. So if that should happen this coming week, that means next month is going to give us a massive move. And mind you that everything is happening above our red flag zone, which is 127700. Okay, so you can see now that there's a possibility that this coming month is going to only be bullish, just like this month was bullish. So now there are other things here. There are other things that we can see, which can also say no to what I have just said. You see that this is a reversal candle, a bearish reversal candle, which pushed price down. Mind you that before this bearish reversal candle formed, there was a bullish reversal candle, an inside candle, a reversal inside candle, which breached both our red flag zone and the support at 1243.18, which is also our breakout zone in terms if price should want to go down. And also you can equally see that that level is the level where price can break this trend line, this support trend line, the STL. Okay, and if that should happen, then we should start expecting price to get to 1180 that everybody is hammering. But for now, we are looking at it that the bulls are building up. Okay, the head and shoulder, the inverse head and shoulder is building up comfortably. But now we know that we cannot say comfortably without the candle closing. We still have 6 trading days for this month to close, so anything can happen. It's just only but one news that can pull everything back. So we should be very careful. But now let me show you some things that can wow you, that will show you that this inverse head and shoulder is really building heavily. Remember, we have our neck to be here, the neck of this head and shoulder to be here. Okay, this is the neck now, which is at this price, where we are expecting that this will be where price will hit. 1346.70 is the support where we are expecting price to break in order for it to break the neck of the inverse head and shoulder. Then we'll now start looking at our moves where it's going to. So now, being that we now know, let us also know that we have something like this. Look at, we have something like this. This is a low. Okay, this is a low. We have something like this. Do you see now? We are having a semi-triangle here. So you look at this now, you see that this is also a semi-triangle, which is now telling us that we should be very careful. Anything can happen. 1, we have head and shoulder, inverse head and shoulder. 2, we have a semi-triangle. And you know that whenever you see a semi-triangle at a downtrend, you should be expecting a breakout from the resistance trend line. Though, if you can already see on this trend line, you see that we have 1, 2 touch. So they are equal. So they are now waiting for a breakout. This trend line is now ready for a breakout. So the next touch will be a breakout. Now, that being apart, I want to show you all something else that will wow us. That will wow us also. Okay, that will wow us. Look, we have seen the trend line, right? We have seen the trend line. Okay, now that means this trade inside here now, this movement that is happening inside here is telling us to be very, very careful. Now, if we are using, I don't know, I don't like using big words on all these things, but I use my own words in order to make it comfortable for me to understand. Okay, I don't know about you. There is this ABCD pattern and we have this butterfly pattern. We have bearish and bullish butterfly. So right now I am seeing something here which I don't know if you are seeing. This is an extension, right? This is a low which extended to this place. Okay, now I want us to take this to be our X, being that this is a very long movement, a very long bullish move, and now this is the retracement. So if this place should be our A, if this place should be our A, if this place should be our A, okay, let this point be our A, okay, if that should be our A, then we now make use of our Fibonacci to find our C. This is our A, this is ought to be our B. Okay, remember that we said that this place is our X. Remember that we said that this angle now is our X. Okay, this is our X and this is our A. So if this is our X, this now is our A, the high. Okay, if you know the rules of this, there's something they call it, but I call it butterfly pattern. If you know the rules, you see that this X will produce our A, the end of X will produce our A at the high, and now we want to find our C, being that here now this low, remember that the low will be a low that is above the X. Okay, so now this being our low, now we call that place our B. So this is our B now. Okay, so now invariably what we are looking for is our C. So now we now make use of our Fibonacci extension. You can see now, if you know if you come across this butterfly pattern, you know that C is always at 78.6% level. That is where the move ends. Where that we have tremendous trend, that where the market is so hungry, we can it can come to be that the price will end at this. Okay, so for now, if we should say, okay, this is our C, if we should say that this is our C, you see that we already have a line there which is indicating that that is a strong support and resistance. And there's a reason why that place is a strong support and resistance. Like I told you guys before, that there is a support called open and close. Now we are having an open and close support there. Okay, that 1618.91 is our open and close support. Please, if you really want to understand what I'm saying, please, you need to go and apply and get my support and resistance coaching, so that you can know how to identify them. It will really help. So what I'm saying in effect is that, looking at this now, you see that we are already seeing a strong support at that level, strong support and resistance, and we now have a high there also, which is this at 1696.63. So now what we should now say is, what should we not be talking about is now, as you can see, we are getting crowded here, telling us that the bulls are really doing what? Are really loading their boat. So, but anything can happen. Anything can happen. So what I'm trying to say here now is, since we have X and this is our A, this is our B, so invariably what we have now is from here to here and to here to be our C. So let us put our C there. Let us put our C there. This will be our C. So now, you see that even that I've been telling people that this year that I'm expecting price to get to 1415. You can see that the price projection now is telling us that if price will eventually break through this level that it is now and break through this neck of the inverse head and shoulder, we are expecting price to go to this level. Yes, there are things that we should not neglect here when it starts happening. Okay, when it starts happening. So we should let me not go further, because if you go further now, some people will go and set a swing, a trade on swing now, and say that I said that price will go to 1517 without confirming it first. I would like us to wait and have patience and always be following price per day, not onto that. Yes, a projection. Yes, it will get there, but anything can happen. This is gold. This is not currency. This is gold. Gold is not something that you can say tomorrow that is going to go to 100 and you expect it to go to 100. It can only go there if you keep on following it and monitoring it. You cannot just place it and say, okay, I'm going. If you place it and go, it's just like what happened last week. Everybody was expecting that the Fed is going to say something that will wow the market and people will run to dollars. And we could see that what happened. We see that the bombshell that I was saying last week exploded when the Feds were all saying things that people didn't expect them to say. And people were like shocked and say, what is happening to US? What is happening to the currency of US? And you see how weak it was throughout last week, due to the Fed, first and foremost, cut their bond purchase with 10 million. Not only that, they cut it and they didn't back it up to show that they are really planning something big for the economy. And they're telling people that they're going to retain their inflation at the level it is. That they need more, they need it to fall more. And what are they doing? So what I'm saying in effect is, looking at what we know that now how dollar is, that dollar is going to weaken more from what the Feds have said. We see that dollar is heading to something. There is a lot of bubbles there. So I'm seeing gold. I'm seeing gold going to list to not be over my head. I am sure that gold is going to go to 1392.36. That is the break of this neck. So, but for now, that is where I'm looking at gold heading to. And at that level, we are going to be very careful, because we have open and close support at that level, and price is respecting it. And mind you that there is a swing also there. So invariably, there is something fishing around that area. So for us now, looking at this, we have seen that we have our butterfly forming. So if we should continue saying, okay, let us complete that butterfly, you will see that if we put our this is extension. If we put our retracement from C to, sorry, I would like that to have another color so that we can identify something. And there's something I want us to see there. Okay, there's something I want us to see there. There's something I want us to see there. Let me use white. Oh no, let me use this. Okay. Now, you can see that if we use this, let's assume that price really had to go to this level. Okay. This, remember that what we are doing here is projection. We are not saying that it's going to happen, but we are saying it's projection so that we can be able to see where we believe that price could head to. So right now, let's assume that price eventually gets to this level. Okay. the price get to this level, could you see where price will head to for the free fall? That 180 people are shouting on now is 100% of this level. So assuming that price had to cross this level, okay, cross this level, you can see now that even with this retracement, you can see that this is a conference, a Fibo conference. And if you know your Fibo well, if you know your Fibonacci well, you will know that wherever you have a conference, wherever you have a confluence, you will see that price respects it a lot. And now we can see that here with this extension. So there's a possibility that, from what I can see, this level will be our C. Okay, I would like to prove that also. I would like to prove that by using our Fibo extension. Okay, please, I'm doing this because I promised that I'm going to give a lecture. So this now, I'm still on monthly, so that you can see how we can be able to project our price. So now, let's assume that we have not put this our extension, our retracement. Let's use Fibo extension. Let's use Fibo expansion to see if this C is correct. Okay, let's use our Fibo expansion. This is a Fibo expansion. Okay, from X to A, and then oh, sorry, and then we do the expansion to be here. Are you seeing what I'm seeing right now? Are you seeing what I'm seeing? So this is, you know how to do extension. Let me bring it out so that you can see what I mean by extension. This is Fibo extension. This is how it looks like. This is an extension. Fibo expansion, sorry. This is Fibo expansion. Okay, so let's put it back. Oh, sorry. Okay, I just wanted people to see how expansion is. Let's bring it up again. From X to A, from X to A, then extend to this, expand to this. So you can see now that our C eventually is going to be here. So let us put that our C there. Because of what? Because we are saying that, one, let me tell you why it is, I'm putting it there. One, we already have a close and open support at that level. Two, we already now, we also saw that the Fibo extension had its 68.2 at that level, and now we have our extension, we have our expansion, and we are seeing that we have a Fibo confluence at that level. So you can see now three things at that level: Fibo extension, Fibo expansion, and now close and open support and resistance. So why do you think that price will cross there? Price will get there and kiss it, except if there is a news that will make it to break. But for now, looking at that level, that is where I'm expecting gold to get to, if eventually it breaks through this level. Okay, if eventually it breaks through this 1,346 level, breaking the neck. And also, please, I know why I'm really taking my time to explain this. This is our C here now. Okay, you can see the A and B is forming. A and B C is forming, has already formed. What we are now looking for is the D. So now, if we are looking for the D, what we are looking for what is now, we'll make use of our Fibo retracement, which is from here to here. Okay, if that is the case, look at our D. You know that our D is always 127.2 and finishes at 161 level. Okay, 161 level. 161 level. So now you can see that we are having a lot of things happening here. I'm sorry that it's looking so much confusing, but if you follow what I have said, you can be able to understand everything that is happening here. You can see now that we have our A, B, C, D. Let me put our letter there. Let me put the letters there. That is D. So this is our D now. Okay. For those that are crying ever since that that gold will go to that, remember I never said no, it will not go. But what I only say is, let's wait and see, and watch and see. So now you can see that gold eventually will head to even below that 110, 1180. It will head to 910. Okay, so if you look at this now, you can see that eventually everything is heading to that. Gold will first go to that level, this level 164, 1646.9, 1625.27 level. That is where we expect gold to give us a reversal candle that will push price down to 925. So you can see that there's always a way to project price. If I may, let me put the design so that you can see what I'm saying. Then I can remove the as you can see now. Sorry, I'm taking out time to do all this because I want people to understand and learn. Okay, it's not only about giving you buy at this level, but I want you to also know how it is got, how things happen. So looking at this now, we can see that we have our A and B. So if you put this now, you see we have our butterfly. So invariably we should be getting ready to have this. But this is not something that is going to happen in 1 month. Neither is it going to happen in 2 months. Okay, we might not see this happening this year. We might not see this price getting to this place this year. But I believe that we might see price getting to 1415. Okay, so for this year. So now let me make these things to be simple. Let me make it to be clearer. Let me remove all the line things so that you can enjoy the design. Okay, so that you can enjoy the design. Okay, now you can see that is more clearer now. Okay, in order for us to understand, let me change this so that we can still be seeing what is making price to be what it is. Okay, now let's now talk about present. Now we have we have now proven and shown what we are now expecting in gold. Okay, this is a butterfly, and this is a bullish butterfly. Okay, this is a bullish butterfly that is forming in monthly. And I also said that we should not expect it to happen this year, but it can still happen. With what is happening in US right now, it can still happen. Anything can happen, because we don't know. A lot of things are happening in US right now, and I keep on telling people there is a bubble. A lot of bubble is coming up in US. You can imagine if the chair lady could be able to say it herself. If you read her report, you will see where she said that there is problem. House is rising while wages is not rising. So you can imagine what exactly that means. Okay, you can imagine what that means. I just want to do all this so that we can really see where our price is heading to, so that we will not be walking over our heads. So right now, that concludes the analysis on monthly. Remember, I said that in this monthly, our inverse head and shoulder is loading on the bulls. The bullish are loading. And I also said there is a possibility that this candle can equally fall, because anything can happen. And also I said if eventually this should close after this week, though this candle will close on Monday next week, being that Monday is the 30th, will close on Monday at the closing. When market close on Monday, this candle will close. I'm talking about not this coming Monday, I'm talking about Monday on the 30th of that's after this coming week, the next Monday, the beginning of next week, after this coming week, the upper week, the beginning of upper week Monday, which when that day market close, this candle will close. Then we will come back to know what happened. If this candle is going to be an engulfing, if it's going to extend to this level, closing at this point. If it closes at this point, it is very, very risky. But if it breaks through at this point, it is also lovely. So we should be very careful and watch what is happening in market. Remember, I said always follow your fundamentals. Don't listen to what people say, because if you keep on listening to what people say and go and place trade because of what people say, you will see yourself crying that you are losing. So the best thing is for you to always look at what is happening in the market. Look at your chart. Follow the fundamentals. Read what is happening. What is happening in the economy of those countries that you are trading. Like this gold that we are trading now is not only on US. Yes, it's trading against US, but it's not only US that gives effect on this. Like now, we know that what is also helping to move this price right now is all the problem that is happening in Iraq. People are pulling out their money from oil, putting it here because they are not sure what is happening in Iraq and they don't want to lose their money. So they better invest their money on gold. So there's a lot of things. You go to Europe. Europe problem is coming. Like I said, sorry, I wish I could do video on Euro USD. I told people that Euro for now is not the time to buy Euro. Euro is they are fighting to solve their problem. Their problem is looming and they don't even have the solution to it. The ECB has almost finished all the arsenals in his store. So it is now for the politicians to come in. So why I'm saying this is because it's not only US problem that is pushing gold. Yes, we know that US is one of the capital currency in gold when we are trading against it. But people come back to it when other economies have problem. They come into gold. That's why you see gold. That's why when you see dollar will be strengthened and you still see gold moving high. That's because the economy is having issue. Europe is having issue. Iraq is having issue. So these two places now, people are pulling out their money coming to gold. So we should be very careful on gold. Anything can happen, but we should be very careful. Now, like I said, We have almost 4 things here. We have inverse head and shoulder, which is still active. We have a semi-triangle, which is also active. We have the trend line, which is also active. And now we confirm today that we have a bullish butterfly forming in monthly. So you see that everything points down to price being bullish. Okay, so now for this week we should be watching out. If price should eventually open below, we should watch out. If price should jump down, we should be expecting price to hit this level. And at this level, 1346, we should be expecting a breakout if all things goes equal. And this is our final buy stop for the month, for the week, at the 1395 level. That is an open and close level support and resistance. Okay, so now let's go down to weekly. Let's go down to weekly. Sorry, I have to do this so that it will not cluster. It will not cluster in the chart. Please, I'm very sorry. Let me just take some few minutes to do that. I don't want it to cluster in the chart. Okay, now let's go to weekly and see what happened there, and see if what we said here is also corresponding to it. Wow, do you see now that if you look at weekly, eventually if we have a butterfly at monthly, we should be expecting to have an ABC pattern in weekly, because whereby if we don't find ABCD pattern in weekly, that means that our butterfly in monthly would not work. That is the secret in trading butterfly pattern. There's always a support. It will always have a support in order to confirm that. So right now we are looking at weekly. Before we even enter into finding our ABCD pattern, I want us to look at it using our trend line and using candlesticks. Now, remember the head and shoulder in monthly. Look at weekly now. We have head, shoulder, shoulder. And what are we seeing? We are seeing price heading to the neck. Okay, you can see now that this is the projection. Let me show you how the projection is done. This projection you are seeing here is from this head, from the peak of this head to the line of the neck. Okay, is the projection that you are seeing there. Can you see that now? So this is, let me leave this one here so that you can understand what I'm saying. So you see, this is our price projection for the week. If eventually price should break through here. Okay, so remember I told you that for you to confirm the butterfly there, you got to confirm ABCD in weekly. Okay, so but now, being that we are still looking at our candle and trend line, remember that we still have a trend line here. There's a trend line here, you can see now. And if you remember, I keep on hammering that. How do we find our trend line? That a trend line is where two shadows meet, forms a trend line. And you can see now that this is a shadow and this is a shadow. And you can see I drew my line on top of it, and you can see, is there anything you are seeing here? Looking at this, that you can see that price will definitely respect it. And if you go back to check the monthly, let me show you something. Sorry, let me go back to monthly so that you can see what I'm saying. Are you seeing anything there? Are you seeing anything there? You see that price is just at the price just hits just before the C. So which is telling us that something will happen within this area. Okay? Something will happen at 1543. But for now, that's not our problem for now. Our problem now is, where is price going to? So now we are confirming that this reversal candle here, which we saw last 2 weeks, this reversal candle here that we saw last 2 weeks, has really proven now that it is a reversal candle that is going to push price. We confirmed it with this, and now we saw that this also now has given it a boost. Now we are now looking at price is at a support and resistance level. Price touched 1320 level, which is an open and closed support area. It's a very, 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 very tricky thing that this is happening at this level. If I can show you one or two things, let me draw a horizontal line so that you can see what I'm saying. It's a horizontal line, and let's put the figure so that we'll be sure of what we are doing. Okay. Are you seeing something now? Let me change the color so that it will be different, so that you can understand what I'm saying. Let me change the color to, let me change it to, okay, let me change it to blue for now. We'll remove it as we finish. So now, did you see something? I want to show you how price respect a lot of things. Look at this swing now. This is a swing support. Okay? You can see that market throughout after the swing, market has been respecting that swing, that shadow. Oh God, what happened? You can see that market has been respecting it. If you back trade, if you go back, if you look back, you see it was also market. Anytime market comes to that level, it respects it. If we move down, you will also see something like that. That if there was a time gold get to that level. So if this now, this shadow is what price has been respected. Look at, there's a lot of consolidation before it will go up and come down. There's consolidation here, there's consolidation here. You see what happened here. Price come and respect it before it breaks it. So invariably, I believe that price will also, this will not be an assumption. This will not be exception. Price will also respect this level. So I'm expecting price to move down first to get the momentum before it will now start moving up. Except if something happens within this weekend that will show that people will rush into the market in order to pull their money from other investments and put it in gold. So I'm expecting a small pullback, and I'm expecting if that pullback, there's a possibility that that pullback will come back to 1277. There's also a possibility that it might not, and then end at this level, this support and resistance, close and open support and resistance level, which is 1293, before it will now head back up. So we got to be very careful and follow what we see. We should follow what we see, not what people say. So now, there are things I want you to see here. We have this support, this open and close support and resistance. We have this shadow resistance. Okay, so now these two places are key resistance to watch. Okay, we should watch these two resistance. This one is at 1348, and this one is at 1434.50. So those two key resistance, and also we shouldn't neglect 1396 level, 1393 level. Okay, is also, that level is a level that is in between these two key support and resistance. This one, that level is a level where we can see a pullback with the whenever price breaks this. If price should break this level, we see price hitting this level and giving us the pullback to the neck of that inverse head and shoulder before we now see the shoot up, heading up. Okay, so now we can equally see that that the weekly is supporting what we saw in that monthly. So we now say, for us to now do our projection, know that this head and shoulder, this is the projection of the movement, and the projection of the movement is going to the trend line that we drew, and also below our key, below a very, very important support and resistance, close and open support and resistance level, where we are expecting to see our C in monthly. I hope you guys are still following. And remember that key support and resistance is where we are expecting this bullish move to end, and then we'll be expecting selling gold at that level. So now I want us to do another lecture here. Remember, I told you that for us to be sure that butterfly pattern that we saw on monthly is correct, that is going to happen, we got to see ABC pattern at weekly to prove that pattern that we are seeing, that bullish that bullish butterfly in monthly is active. And what we should also see at weekly should be bullish ABCD pattern. Now let us do a little lecture here on how to find ABC. Remember, there are rules on everything they find of any pattern you are using in forex. Now we are looking for our ABC. So what do? Remember that what we are looking for is ABC, not XABCD. Okay, what we are looking for is ABCD in order to support our butterfly, our bullish butterfly. So now, how do we do that? We now say, okay, we are looking for ABC, right? We're looking for ABC. Here should be our A, and this should be our B. B is the high, the highest high. There's no other high here, so we use this as our A. Let's put the figures immediately. Not the figures, the letters. This should be our A. I don't want to do the same mistake again. This should be our A. Here should be our A. I think this is our low, right? This should be our low, and here should be our B. Here is our B. Okay, now we've gotten our A and B. So next thing to do is what? To find our C. So you can see now that level that we are hammering with the confirmation of the Fibonacci confluence is now really showing in the weekly. Do you see that it just gave us C at that level? You see 6.18, and look at the same 7.8 above. So you see it's also forming, it's also giving us the same C in weekly. So if we draw our line now from here to here, let's extend it to the end of the move. You see that invariably we are having we will probably have our here we'll probably have our C there. So if I should put C there, okay, now let's remove this so that we don't put more objects here. So now see, if our C is at this point, we'll now find our D. Okay, look at our D. This is now our D. So now if we put our triangle, it will be like this. Okay, so you see now we have our D. This should be our D. If this is our D, what this implies that we have confirmed that we are having a bullish butterfly in monthly, which eventually I believe definitely that price will respect, investors will respect it. So we should be expecting price to move to 1516, 141516, but it's not going to happen. This 1415, there's a possibility of 1415 happening this year, or even above 15. But I don't know about 16. But I'm just sure that if price should break this level, if price should break 1346, we definitely see 14. And if price should break 1435, we definitely see 15. So, but for now, we are looking at what we are seeing at the moment. Okay, we are looking at what we are seeing at this moment. We are not talking about what is going to happen tomorrow, but we are only having a projection so that we can know and see what is the reason why price is moving. Yes, fundamentals is happening technically. I'm talking about technically, and we are seeing exactly why price is working, is doing what it's doing. So right now, that will conclude our weekly analysis. That will conclude our weekly chart analysis. So looking at this now, you can see the things that are going. You can see that the bullish are really loading up their boats. And remember that, like I always say, that for this to be happening, we are seeing price now at the level. Remember that this is a level to watch out for at the beginning of the market. So there's a possibility. Remember how it happened at this level. I told you guys that price will come down, that price will pull back, being that this is a sharp move. Price retraced back and come to this level. You see that if you see the low, you see the low of that thing. The low of that candle is 1258.51. That is where I told you guys that we are going to be buying last week. So this one too, there's a possibility that price will respect it and come to this level. This close and open support and resistance 1293. That is a very good area to buy. And also there's a possibility that price might even come here. This is also a very good area to buy. 1281.3 is a very good area to buy. So we should be very careful and have a lot of patience before taking position. We should confirm it, because when you confirm, you place your trade and place your stop loss below here and leave the price to keep on rocking. It will rock, because immediately it starts moving up, there is no coming down. But for now, normally the rules of the market is anything that goes up must surely give you 50% retracement before it has the momentum to go up. So we should be very careful, and also remember that we have things that are supporting this bullish move. We have inverse head and shoulder, which is forming, which is having momentum, except if the candle that will open on Monday should have a spike down and break through this level and break through 1243 level. That is the only time we'll say the head and shoulder is over. But so far the price is still below, is still above this level, above this 1257. The head and shoulder is still active. So we should be careful. We should be careful. We shouldn't rush in. We shouldn't rush in order to make make all the profit. On the process of rushing in, you will see your SL rushing out. So we should be able to have patience. Patience is the key. Patience is the key to Forex. If you have patience, you will make a lot of profit. Just like last week, we saw how patience helped us to make almost 500 pips on gold. And I know that many of us enjoyed that last week. So please, let us have patience. Now we have done monthly, we have done weekly, and we see that the bulls are still active. So let's go down to daily. Wow, there's a lot of line here, and I would like to reduce some. Let me reduce some of the lines in that daily. Okay, now I don't know. I know that we've been following this butterfly since since 2 weeks ago, when we identified that we had a butterfly at this. Okay, now I remember that I posted something like this in the group. We saw a magic tray, 1, 2, tray, which now we saw the breakout. Remember, we have a down channel, and oh boy, do I need to continue explaining this? It speaks for itself. It speaks for itself. Look at that. It speaks for itself. And mind you that we have a reversal candle here right now. And remember that I told you what I told you about 1320. 1320 is a key support, a key open and close support, and you see now price is respecting it. So now having in daily it has formed a reversal candle, and look at the reversal candle is an inside bar, an inside candle, a hammer, an inside candle. So I'm expecting price to give us a little momentum. The sellers will give us a little momentum before we start buying again. And also remember the rules of trend line. When price breaks through, it must surely come back to the trend line to get its momentum before it moves back. except if the market has a momentum already, whereby the buyers don't want, people believe that it's not yet time for them to pull out their money. They should continue buying. So right now you can see that we have a reversal candle, and look at what happened there. Are you seeing that trend? Are you seeing this line? That is a shadow support, and price has breached it. That's a shadow support. Price has breached it. So invariably, price will respect it. Now, two things are happening there. Price is at 1320, also bridging 1315 high, support and resistance. So you see, that two things now will tell you that there is a possibility that market will open and go down. Okay, there's a possibility that market will go and will open and go down in order to give momentum. And look at where we are expecting price to get to, 1293. Okay, and you can see that 1293 is a place that whenever price will get to that place, it will respect it. Remember that before this price shoot to this place, when price got to this place, I told people I told at 1290, right? That was our TP. Price respected it, pulled back a little, and people were asking if they should sell or buy, or sell or buy. I told them, don't buy, don't sell. But being that I know that there's a possibility that price will hit cross, I was expecting price to stop at that level. But fortunately, when I now saw what happened, when the news came out, I read through the news and I said, oh, I left my TP open and I collected all the profit there. I'm saying it so that you can hear it. I collected all the profit there. But why I said people should not buy and sell at that level is because it was risky. Because I was using my method of reducing lot size, which I've been begging people to have, which I've been begging people to come and collect. I have a video of it where you can take your profit as your active trade is still running. You take out your profit. Let's assume that you are using 1.0 to trade. I'm not saying that you should use that, but I'm just giving an example. That somebody is using 1.0 to trade, and such thing happen, this kind of thing happen now. You can automatically use that method. If you get the video and study it, you can automatically use that method to reduce your lot size to 0.01. And you feel comfortably because your 1.0 has already packed the profit for you. It's inside your account. But now you are leaving only 0.01, which is 1 cent. To continue, no problem. Let it continue. If it eventually now comes back, that means you've made your profit. You see that you are not losing. You are on profit. So please, you should try and have that video. You should try and have that coaching video and learn how to do that. So now, I don't think we have much thing to say in daily, being that we already know that this is still active, and now you see that if you look at this butterfly pattern, you see that it's really still active in terms of it's pushing price up, and it has not finished. Mind you that where we are headed, where we are thinking that where we are looking at this price to get to is at this peak. When we get to this 100% of this, when we get to 100% of that, at that level, you see. Let me now show you why I'm saying that we are going to have a little reversal there. Look at that. Okay. No, I'm using the wrong. I want us to get. The extension, okay, of this down move, right? Not this down move, so that we will see what this place is. Okay, so if we do the extension, from here to this level, are you seeing something now? Do you see that that place is 50? That every down move must surely give us 50 in, and look at what is happening there. Now we have three things. Let's also use Let's also use expansion. Let's see if expansion will give us a result here. Okay, it's not going to work for expansion. Okay, it's not going to work for expansion. Sorry, I'm doing it on the wrong way. I'm doing it on the wrong way. Let's use expansion. We're going to use expansion, please. Let's use our expansion. Okay, let's use our expansion. Can you see? Can you see that level now? Price will respect that level. Price will definitely respect that level. And also see, this is 223 level. You can hopefully see that price might come down to this level because this is an open and close support and resistance. And also our red flag, there's a possibility that price will come here and respect this level. So because this reversal candle now formed here is definitely going to pull back, unless if something happens that will make it not to pull back. So I'm expecting price to move down to 1298, okay, 1298, 1293 level, and also if possible 12 above 1277 level. So if by Monday price should open above the close of this, okay, we should expect price to move down. Sellers are going to come in. People are going to pull out of the market and say, I made a lot of profit, so let me pull out small. And they will pull out to go and reinforce to come in, waiting for this to happen. Then, and the process of this to happen, they will now come in either at this level or at this level. Okay, so we should be very careful, except if price should open and break through this level. If price should break through this level, then we know that eventually we are going, the bulls are going, not looking back. So there are two things that we can do. On Monday, we wait for the first candle that will open. There's a possibility the candle will open and go straight with a spike and go straight and hit here, and you'll be surprised. You see 500. It can happen. It has happened in gold. Go and check. If you back trade, you see it happens. There's a possibility that market might open and hit here and come down. Don't forget that this is a reversal candle. Price will definitely respect it. So when you see a shoot up, relax, except if it breaks here. Except if you go to your 4 hours and you see that it breaks through this level of 133100, breaks through it and close above it and open the next candle above it. That means it has been confirmed that the bulls are taking over. Okay, so we should be very careful, respect, because everything here, all the things, all the tools that I've used here is respecting price. Look at FIBO expansion coming here, telling us that we should relax more. You see the extension is telling us we should relax more and sell a little. So we should be very careful. We shouldn't rush in so that we don't rush out. Okay, now we have seen what price is telling us in daily, and we have seen that the magic 1, 2, 3 is still active. We see that it has hit this level, and we can see, let's say it has hit this level. That means we are seeing something of this nature by next week. We'll see something of this nature here or here. Okay, we're going to be seeing something like that. Let me put the trend line at this level. Okay, so this is our buy areas. This level at the at 1293.00 is our first buy level. Okay, then our next buy level is at 1278.87. okay, but we should wait for those that are selling to sell, and then we'll wait and look for our new entry point for buy. So we should be very careful. And also there's something I didn't even point out. Look at these SMAs. Did you see? Let me expand this so that we can see it clearly. Are you looking at these SMAs? This is 50. The purple is 50. Why this aqua is 200? Are you seeing that price has breakthrough? And now 50 is getting thinner. It's getting closer to 200, telling us there's a possibility that it might cross. And eventually, if that SMA should cross 200, oh boy, you should be expecting price firing to 1415, because whenever you see a cross, just look at this. Are you looking at this now? Look at when this happened. Did you see what price did here? It fired up until price hit it. Okay, so for price to hit it, when price now hit it, that is when we'll now start looking at reversal candle. So we will start looking for reversal candle that will pull that if it breaks through, that will now pull and check if it is going to go to 200. And you see what happened. It breaks through and now came down and breaks through 200. Okay, but now we are now looking at price breaking through. That means for us to have a confirmation of the bullish, there's a possibility by this week that this will cross. And I believe you me that when this cross, price will come to meet it, to touch it, to kiss it, and then return back to go up. So we should be very careful. If you don't have this on your chart, please, you can never put it. It's not. You don't buy it in the market. Nobody is going to sell it. It is there. The only thing you will do is when you go to insert, you go to oscillators or trend. No, you go to trend. You will see your moving average. When you see your moving average, you go to that there, and then go to parameters. Set it. You can set it. You put your 50. You can equally set it. Put your 200. When you put your 200, you make sure that your MA is simple, and also you go to apply and make sure that it apply to. You make sure your apply to is closed. Okay. You can set it. It's very simple to do. You don't need anybody to teach you. I've just shown you how to do it. You set 200. You also equally set 50. You do it 2 times and change the color so that you can know the one is 50 and the one is 20. So you can see now that's how to do it. There's no big thing about it. So when you set it, the only thing you'll be waiting for is watching it and see when it crosses and when it doesn't cross. And whenever it crosses, you watch what is happening in the market. Like this one is happening now. You can see that price broke through it with a very big I can call this candle a rejected candle, because it is too long. So price will want to go 50% of this. Now if I should use our Fibonacci, of this, we are going to find the 50% of this move. If you find the 50% of this move, you see that I was right. At 1290, price will come to 1290 before it will now move up. So we should be very careful. This week might be a pullback week. So we should be very, very careful. So now we are done with daily candles. We are done with daily chart. Let's go down to 4 hours to see really what that, if 4 hours is also supporting. Remember that monthly gave us 4 things. We have butterfly, inverse head and shoulders. We have a reversal candle forming. So we should be very, very careful on this trade this coming week. Now let's go to 4 hours. We'll go to 4 hours to see what is happening. Wow. As you can see, remember what I told you. In daily, we have a butterfly. Okay? We have a butterfly. And in 4 hours, we have ABC supporting that butterfly. Do you see now? That is why when I said in monthly, we have a butterfly, we got to have in weekly a ABCD pattern that supports that butterfly. Okay? So right now, we are in 4 hours. And we can see that monthly have a butterfly, and this is our ABCD pattern supporting that butterfly. And we can see that price has hit the C level of the ABCD pattern and is respecting it. So with the 320 above it and also the support, we see that it's consolidating. It's consolidating at that level. Okay, it's consolidating. So right now what we will do now is to know exactly where we should be expecting price to be heading to. Remember, we've been saying that we are expecting it to go to 290. Okay, and we can equally see now that we have this, a trend line which price has broke through, and we have 1290 which also price broke through. So you see now price got to 1320 and now had its consolidation there. So we should be very careful. There's no need of rushing. Where are we rushing to? Trading is not a race. You are not fighting to beat Bill Gates. You don't want to be the richest man overnight. Bill Gates built his foundation before he now turned to be a billionaire. So you shouldn't be rushing to make all the profit in forex, because you cannot make all the profit in forex. Instead, the profit will be looking at you and be laughing. So we should relax, have refreshment always by your side when you are trading, so that you can be having fun trading, not always with tension, not always with panicking. Relax. Let the market confirm. Let the price confirm before you start trading. Okay? So looking at this chart now, we don't have much to say. What we can only say is that the ABCD bullish pattern is almost complete, because if you look at this now, this is the 100% level of that ABC. Okay? If we do the Fibonacci retracement, if you do the Fibonacci extension from A to D, you will see that that is the 100% level, 330. 1330. So that is where we are expecting price, possible price after the pullback. That will be our first junction, where price will come and respect, and then pull back to 320 before it will now continue its journey. So we should be very careful. And if we are selling, please, we should be very careful. Watch and follow fundamentals. Follow fundamentals that are going to be coming out this coming week, and know what exactly we are trading. Thank you. I believe that looking at this chart, we can be able to do something. And also, I hope that we have learned a lot of things today. How to be able to do the ABCD pattern, how to be able to do the butterfly pattern. Please, I have video on all this. You can apply for them and I will give it to you. They are very cheap. I'm not even selling it. What I am doing is, being that it is costly to upload them, whenever I upload, I spend almost $10 to upload all these things. So I'm eventually just taking the money for the upload, not even selling it. Because if I were to be wanting to sell it, I will sell it at $100. But I want to help people so that people can really make money in forex. See that it is possible to make money in forex. Let it not be that when you lose, you run away. You lose because you've not learned what are the basics, what are the tools to use in trading forex. And also, you've not gotten to know that patience is the key to forex. If you can have patience, this is the only business that I've come across that makes people to be loyal, makes you to be, you bow down and say, I'm sorry, sir. It is this business. If you are a hot-tempered human being and you follow forex and you trade forex, you will see that it will control that your hot-temperedness, because you'll be having patience. If you learn to be patient, you will see that it will control you. It will help to solve those problems in your life. So please, patience is the key to forex. You don't trade because somebody say buy. When somebody say you should buy, go and check your chart. Why is it telling you to buy? Is there a reversal candle that is confirming that? Is there a support and resistance that at that level that the price is going to break? So why am I buying? That's the question you should ask. Don't just go and place a trade and say he said you should buy, you buy. Okay? If you look at this chart now, you see that 1320 has, look at, but trade it. Do you see, are you seeing something? Look at, price always respect support and resistance. Do you see that this is support, this is support, this is a consolidation at a support? So price will respect it. So whenever somebody say you should buy something, ask a question, ask yourself the question, why do I want to buy this thing? Why do I want to buy good at this level? Is it at a support? Is there a reversal candle there? Is there any pattern that is proving that that buy is correct or that sell is correct? Don't just don't just go in and buy. And when you buy, you now see yourself, hey, it's going to hit my SL, it's going to hit my SL. Next thing I'll be seeing people pinging me, telling me, should I hold or should I close? No, please apply for this video so that you will learn. I am passionate in trading. That is why I give the analysis I give. I don't give analysis just for people to make profit. I give analysis so that people can learn and know how to trade. Because someday I might decide not to be giving the analysis. Because I sacrifice my time to do all this. Please, we should endeavor to apply. Get these videos. Get them and learn. So that you can be able to be like me or be more than I am. I would like people to be challenging me. I like challenges. That is why the group is, that is why I created that. I created the group so that I can learn also. I learn every day. Please. Thank you. I pray God that God should give us the wisdom to understand and give us the wisdom to be able to see and also understand the trend. And I pray also that God should give us His grace to be patient in order to make profit. Thank you. God bless you.